are my cousins. So over the years we've got to know each other, and I had the good fortune of being at Lidia's table and with home cooking, so it's, and all the restaurants as well. So I'm thrilled to be here. I'm not a professional interviewer, but I'm going to just get Lidia talking, because I know you all want to know more in this personal way. We have a wonderful new cookbook out. We'll talk about that in a little bit. But your last book, Lydia, was really a memoir.
It was. The book before this one was a memoir. First of all, thanks for having me, Father Bob. Thanks, Maura. Thank you all for coming. I am part of the neighborhood, if you will. I live in Douglaston Manor, lived in Bayside before that. So spent quite a few years in this area and have many friends in the area here. So I'm delighted that it extends to so many of you. Thank you for coming. The book before, this is Lidia's book. It's the anniversary. Lidia was my second restaurant, and we'll get into the story. But it opened in '81, so it's almost 40 years, and it's quite unusual for a restaurant to still be going and going well for 40 years. So this is kind of a thank you to the team that made it happen, and it's a collaboration with the chef that Fortunato Nicotra, who is the chef that took over after I got out of the kitchen in Lidia. And it is my 13th cookbook. But, and my books, except for the first one, are all with Knopf and a great publishing house. And so the editor, at one point says, Lidia, maybe we should do a book about your life, his story. And I says, nah, people not interested in my life. And instead I find ever more that people are interested, in, yes, the recipes, the food, but also about the person that kind of they follow or they see. And so, and in a way, my life has been interesting. I'm sure there's out there some Istrians, because I know I see Maria there, I see, and Gloria there. So Istria, it's the little peninsula that was, it became communist Yugoslavia, and a lot of us escaped back into Italy, and then were given an opportunity to come here as immigrants. And so my family did that in 1956, and for 2 years we were in Trieste in a political refugee camp, and then we were lucky enough to be given a visa by then Dwight Eisenhower, who was the president. And so he opened the opportunity for people fleeing communism. So when you look at today's situation and what's happening out there, it's quite parallel. It's not quite different than what happened to my family, and let's say 50 years ago. So my biography is my American Dream is the name is about that trek, and my passion about cooking and how I, the memories of, I guess, what instilled understanding of food for me was in those years being with Grandma and in the country, because Grandma supplied all the food for us, the animals, the ducks, the geese, the rabbits, the goats. I would milk the goats every morning for breakfast. And you milk the goat, nice skuma, I had instant cappuccino every morning. But that all is in that book, why, and I guess in a way who I am. But I must tell you, Father Bob, that when the editor proposed that to me, I said, gee, how can I write about myself? I found it difficult. So I did look for some help. I had a writer. I interviewed quite a few, and she kind of understood my thinking, my life. And I brought her to Istria, I brought her to Trieste, she went to see the camp. She saw my whole trip. And then she wrote, in a way, the historical, the backbone of my book, historically, chronologically. And then, for me, it was okay. I filled in the emotion and the stories. So it's a book that I hold dear to my heart, and it is my life.
You did that beautifully.